How's it going, everybody? Wildman Wes here, and welcome to day 15 of What's Your Poison's 24 Beers of Christmas. Alright, we are gonna see what's... there we go. Let's see here. Alright, so, from Ravenna Brewing Company in Chicago, we have Launch Party. This is an Imperial IPA with mosaic hops, spruce tips. It says, pair with little doors, magic, and trees. It's an 8% Imperial IPA. I do love the artwork on this with all the kids throwing snowballs because wintertime, you're going to have a snowball fight. Let's face it, even as adults, we can't resist having at least one snowball fight. That being said, we're just going to pop this open and we're going to pour it into our glass. Alright. Alright, so far we have a nice golden color, very transparent. Definitely has some good head on the top there. So, nice carbonation with the bubbles. Let's have a little sniff. Okay, I'm definitely getting a lot of that mosaic hop, very earthy. Let's see, spruce tips. Not really. I'm getting more of a caramel smell to this. Maybe this might give you a little bit sweet, so who knows? Well, here we go. Okay. A little hop, not a little hoppy, very hoppy. Earthy, sweet to a degree. It's got a caramel flavor with that. Spruce tips, the spruce tips is very mellow. It's not really prevalent on this one. It's more on the back end of the mouthfeel, so it's not bad. For me, Imperial IPAs are kind of, I don't really do them a whole lot. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't like them, it's just, this one, I mean, this would definitely be a one and done for me, just for the style and whatnot. I'm gonna say nice beer. Not anything that I would phone home to or, you know, write a letter to home, but I mean, it's still, it's a very tasty beer. I'm not gonna lie on that one, so I'm gonna have another sip, obviously. Alright, well, I'm going to sip on this a little bit more, and then it's time for me to figure out what movie we're going to review today. So, sit tight, we'll be right back. Now that we've gotten the beer portion out of the way, it is time to do our movie of the day. So, the holidays, Christmas, whatever you want to call it, can bring out the best in people, and it can bring out the worst in people. It can bring people together, it can tear people apart. And in today's episode, we are going to review a somewhat current film within the past close to 10 years where it can tear people apart and bring people together. We're going to be talking about 2016's Merry Xmas. So the movie is centered around a separated couple named DeMarco and Katrina, who apparently DeMarco was not really the most mature person. He just had no focus, he couldn't find his purpose of what he was doing, and she couldn't deal with it, especially during the time when her father passes away, and also the fact that her mother had abandoned her family when she was 10 years old, so she had enough of DeMarco, and they separate. Now, unfortunately, in this situation, they have a 10-year-old daughter named Tiffany. While DeMarco is going to be spending time with Tiffany on Christmas Eve, Katrina wins a work raffle to go to Orlando for Christmas. Well, DeMarco is spending a little bit of time with Tiffany before she is taken to Orlando, and he is in a music store and bumps into a woman named Valissa, I believe? Yeah, Valissa. Yeah, V-I-L, yeah. Anyways, he gets her number, he gets her business card, realizes she's a dentist, and he really he's attracted to her, he's intrigued by her, and a few months late go by, and he finds out that her and her partner have separated, and he decides that he wants to start dating her. They start to build a good relationship. He serves more purpose in his employment. He's making an app for inventory. Yeah, his life just gets better. Tiffany enjoys her company, but there's one person that doesn't enjoy Valissa being around, and that would be Katrina, and she does everything she can to sabotage this relationship, all the way to wearing some suggestive clothing and trying to get a fake selfie in with DeMarco to break them up. Well, temporarily, she succeeds, but then she sees the error of her ways when her estranged mother comes back and says, yo, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden, Tiffany finds out that Katrina, her mother, is, was locked, didn't even tell her about her grandma, and then she calls her out about her mom being controlling, and she needs to stop this because her attitude and behavior is going to pretty much mold her into what she is when Tiffany becomes an adult. And then eventually, Katrina sees the error of her ways. She patches things up with DeMarco and Valissa, and then you find out that Valissa's brother is the principal of Tiffany's school. He likes Katrina, and then I started yelling that at the end of this movie. Let's just put it that way.
There was so much happening at the end.
Yeah, but at the end of it, DeMarco and Valissa get married, and Valissa's brother and Katrina get together, and then everybody, I guess, is morbidly happy for happily ever after. So yeah, now it's time to talk about what we like and what we don't like about the movie. Let's just talk about what we like first, because, I mean...
I like that it had, happy ending.
I mean, I like the happy ending, too. It's just...
I do like the way that Tiffany stood up to her mom.
Yes.
I think that's important, especially in today's society.
Tiffany's character is definitely the voice of reason in all of this, and you know what, that was like the only good thing in this movie. And Katrina's mother, okay, she had some great moments. Other than that, we don't like about this film. I mean,
it really was not my jam.
It was a train wreck. It was not a train wreck. It was just very predictable. You just knew that something was going to happen. But you didn't know how extreme it was going to go. But it wasn't funny. I mean, like, at first watching Katrina getting, like, mad.
Getting all jelly.
Yeah. I get that. But eventually it went from kind of cheeky to just downright... Ooh. I mean, because and a lot of people could say, oh, sometimes things can be really funny because it can happen in real life. Yeah, well, in this situation, stalking is not funny.
Ever.
Trying to sabotage somebody's life in the ways that were going on were not funny. I was sitting there just like...
It was cringy.
It was so cringe. So cringe.
It just... Oh. It's one of those where because it can happen in real life, and, I've seen people in similar situations, like...
Yeah.
It kind of gave me a yucky feeling.
I really went into this movie... hoping, I really went into it thinking it was going to be really, really funny, and there was just going to be like those, I was expecting those moments where the sabotage would backfire.
Yes.
That's what I was hoping for, but no, it just got, I mean, it was supposed to be a comedy, but it wasn't even a dark comedy. This was just sad.
Yeah,
it was sad. Sad Christmas.
Very sad Christmas.
All right, now that we've gotten over our, crap fest on this one, it's time to grade it. I mean...
I'm going with a D.
A D? I'm going to go D+ because of the character of Tiffany and Katrina's mother with their voice of reason, and actually, being the nicest people in all of it. I mean, DeMarco has his moments, but, I mean, it took a bit. I mean, I tried. I mean, I don't know if I think it's worth a one watch, but I mean, don't say we didn't warn you if there are moments in there that just make you get,
Don't go in thinking it's going to be super funny, because that's when I looked at the name of it, I was like, that one looks like a funny one.
Becca said it earlier, she was making the Jerry comment, when at the end of the movie, I literally was screaming at the TV, Jerry, because that's what it made me think of. I mean, best way to describe this movie, if you took a generic Hallmark Christmas movie, you took the dialogue and some bits and pieces of the Friday series and a Jerry Springer episode and put them in a blender, you've got this. I mean, for better or worse, you have it. I mean...
Hey, it's your thing. I'm not going to hate on that.
I recommend watching it for cheap humor. Cheap humor. It's worth a one watch, but if you don't like it, don't say we didn't warn you. Well, we hope you enjoyed this for better or worse, both the beer review and the movie review. If you agree with us, leave a thumbs up. If you don't agree with us, leave a thumbs down. Hey, I understand. Some movies aren't for everybody, and that's okay. Other than that, make sure you share on social media, push that little red button, ring the bell for instant notifications, check out my boy Hefe on Beer You, Beer Me, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 16 of What's Your Poisons, 24 Beers of Christmas, and a movie. Until then, I'm Man Wes.
I'm Rebecca.
We'll see you next time.